Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Coming up, Hon Skerrit addresses Castro Memorial Tributes, new tenders invited for design of a new Marigot Hospital, and the Bureau of Gender Affairs holds a gender self-exploration tour. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Child abuse is unacceptable. Child abuse is not cultural, it is criminal. And one child abuse is one too many.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Thanks for staying with us. Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Skerrit left the country on Monday to attend two major ceremonies in the region. According to a press release from the office of the Prime Minister, Honorable Skerrit traveled first to Venezuela to attend the funeral of Ambassador Dr. Bernardo Alvarez, who died last Friday. Alvarez was instrumental in both ALBA and the Petro-Caribe Energy Agreement. Honorable Skerrit then traveled to Cuba to attend a memorial tribute for former President Fidel Castro, the revolutionary leader who died on Friday, November 25, 2016, at age 90. Honorable Skerrit had the occasion to address the ceremony.
We are not here to mourn the death of Fidel. We're here to celebrate the life of Fidel Castro.
Estamos aquí no para la muerte, debido a la muerte de Fidel Castro, sino para celebrar la vida de Fidel Castro.
And to say to the Cuban people that the solidarity which we express and extend it to you, we shall continue to express the solidarity to the great people of the Cuban Revolution.
Estamos aquí para ofrecer nuestra solidaridad al pueblo de Cuba de vuelta de la solidaridad que el pueblo de Cuba ha brindado a otros pueblos.
With the death of Fidel, there is still more struggle. We have to continue to fight for the removal of this unjust blockade against the Cuban people.
Tenemos que permanecer firmes, teniendo siempre en cuenta los pensamientos de Fidel. Tenemos que mantenernos firmes en contra de este injusto bloqueo.
And rest assured, our voices will be even louder than ever before.
Y alzar cada vez más nuestras voces aún más fuerte.
And so you must know, the Cuban people, that we stand in absolute solidarity with you, the Cuban people, and the Cuban Revolution.
Deben saber ustedes que nosotros permaneceremos firmemente, solidariamente al lado del pueblo de Cuba y del gobierno de Cuba.
We've lost a great friend, a mentor, a teacher, and a comrade.
Hemos perdido a un muy buen amigo, a un profesor, a un compañero, a un comandante.
Que viva Fidel, y que viva la Revolución Cubana. Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias.
Honorable Minister for Justice, Immigration and National Security, Rayburn Blackmore, is acting Prime Minister. In related news, Dominicans have been benefiting from Cuba's generosity long before diplomatic relations were established between the two countries in 1996. The first group of Dominican students set out for study through scholarships in Cuba in 1979. Many, like the deceased Roosevelt Douglas, made it possible for Dominican students to receive a formal education in medicine, politics, and architecture, among other disciplines. All this because of the revolution started by one man, Fidel Castro, who forever changed the way the people of his country would be governed. Part of that master plan was a revolution in education. Castro died at the age of 90 on November 25, 2016. One of the beneficiaries of the Cuban scholarship is Dr. Damian Dublin, who went to Cuba in 1981 and 6 years later graduated with honors in dentistry. Dr. Dublin speaks of his Cuban experience.
My Cuban experience is one that will always be remembered. I went to Cuba in 1981. That was, I think, the second or the third group, together with Dr. Alexis and Mackenzie. A few of us went up. And the thing is, we went up not apprehensive, but most of us were already involved in the Black Power movement, so we understood the whole history of Cuba and what we're going into. It wasn't easy because a lot of people discouraged us, which is expected because the level of propaganda as to what Cuba represented was so widespread and there was not enough information to really bring out the truth. So we went there in 1981, spent 6 years. I graduated with honors in dentistry. All of us who went up at the time graduated in different fields, and Mackenzie in architecture, Alexis in dentistry, a few other people did different things. One thing we decided when we went up there, everybody has to do different areas, because the whole objective of going was, we were going knowing that we're coming back to contribute to Dominica, to build on our human resource. The experience is one that you can't forget. The thing about Cuba, in spite of the fact that it has its economic challenges, they never stop offering scholarships. Besides Dominica, all the islands in the Caribbean benefited from the scholarship programs. Countries as far as Asia, Africa, I mean, there were students from almost all continents in Africa. I met some people from some places I never heard about. The world, I think, has to give credence or support to the Cubans for their contribution to the human resource of the Caribbean, of Dominica, and the African and Asian continent. It's two conflicting representations because, in essence, in Cuba, the majority of Cubans have Fidel as a superhero, because remember, Cuba was under dictatorship before Batista, and I mean brutal dictatorship where the rich were the ones who were enjoying everything, and Batista was fully supported by the Americans at the time and the other European countries. So through all the struggles, the university struggle, Fidel emerged as a leader that struggled. I mean, it was a constant demonstrations, and they decided, but the only way they could change the system was to have a revolution and arm the struggle. So that's why Fidel and the others decided that was the next stage, because they had do all the other necessary. There was they couldn't participate in an election. They had no say in what was going on. So that is what you call a dictatorship. In Fidel's time, people say it's a dictatorship, but it's a different system. It's a one-party state. It's not like the democracy that we're accustomed to. Every 5 years we go and vote, but the democracy is a practical, everyday one, where all the systems, even from like each village has an organization, and it goes progressively from the village level to the constituency level, and you have representation at different levels. And anytime an issue comes up, the discussion starts from the base and it goes up for the different organizations up to the central committee, to the party. So, and the Cubans interested have a right of recall. If in a particular constituency they elect someone to represent them and the person is not performing, they can come together and recall that person through their own system. So their system is different. When you think of the achievements of the Cuban people, when the party came in power, the first thing they did was they go on a massive illiteracy program, because the illiteracy rate in Cuba before the revolution was like, I mean, 70, 80%. The first thing they did, and right now almost every Cuban can read and write. Now to point out a very important part Cuba played in the liberation of Africa. Cuba is the only country that sent soldiers, I mean, at the time when apartheid was on the rise and the whole struggle in Africa. Cuba is a country, anytime there's crisis in any part of the world, they will send doctors. When they had the Ebola thing, everybody afraid, and Cuban personnel went there. The Cubans even offered, when they Katrina in America, they offered, hey, we have doctors ready to come, but they never accepted them because, you know, of the system and how the perception. I think Cuba's contribution and Fidel Castro's contribution to humanity is etched in history. Fidel said a famous quote that history will absolve me. I mean, he said that. He wrote a book. That's the name of the book, History Will Absolve Me. And right now, based on the outpouring, we can see that history has absolved him.
In more news, on Tuesday, His Excellency President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Charles Skerrit, and Mrs. Skerrit, along with the chairman of the President's Charities Foundation, brought Christmas cheer to the Dominica Infirmary. The Dominica Infirmary, a government-assisted home for the elderly, provides institutional care for destitute, aged, and infirmed citizens. The Dominica Infirmary can boast of being one of, if not the best home for the aged in the Caribbean, thanks to the dedicated staff, the support of the government, the Roman Catholic Church, donor agencies, as well as support from the community. This visit is part of President Skerrit's annual Christmas tour to charitable organizations. The country's head of state says he is pleased to be associated with the work being done at the Dominica Infirmary.
The President's Charities Foundation is therefore very pleased to be associated with the work which you do here. And when we are of a very young age, we require care and nurturing. And when we are of a certain age, we again require care.
The President commended the staff of the infirmary for growing what they eat.
I always like to encourage charities and schools and other organizations that we should focus on using some of the space which we have for vegetable gardening. It has a therapeutic value in itself to be out there in the soil doing something, and then when you harvest what you have produced by your own hands, it gives a certain satisfaction.
Chairperson of the President's Charities Foundation, Antoine Rafoul, spoke on behalf of the foundation.
The President's Charities Foundation always have your institution in high esteem. We have worked with many directors before you, and we have always been pleased to be here with His Excellency.
Mrs. Skerrit presented a check to the director of the Dominica Infirmary, Annie St. Luce, on behalf of the President's Charities Foundation. The President's Charities Foundation usually assists 17 non-profit organizations each year. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes. Helping people. You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. As part of its 16 days of activism promoting the end to violence against women and girls, the Bureau of Gender Affairs engaged students of the Dominica State College in its first ever Gender Self-Exploration Tour on Tuesday. Dr. Kira Paul is acting director of the Bureau of Gender Affairs.
Like a post-it wall, they can express their emotions about gender-based violence. They have the Clothesline Project, where they can express their sentiments as well, what they feel, what they know about the issue of gender-based violence. They take pictures standing in solidarity with victims, and do as well as audio, as well as interviews. So this is all part of the 16 days calendar, 16 days of activism calendar, which seeks to promote and raise awareness about the issue of gender-based violence, particularly violence against women and girls.
Paul said the response so far has been exceptional.
When we started off this morning, we had an influx of students, and so they were quite excited about the activity, getting an opportunity to to give their voice, to give voices to those who cannot speak, as well as to make their own voices heard. And as well, you probably missed it, but you would have seen that they were really excited in terms of taking pictures. We did quite a few interviews, and they had a lot of things to say. You know, sometimes we think that these young people, they're not experts on the topic, but when you listen to them, and they, because of the knowledge, the local knowledge that they know, they can articulate on the issue as well. And what we're trying to do is to piece some of this together. We will piece it together and share on the social media, the different social medias, and as well as document it for future use.
And finally, this news time, the Ministry of Health and Environment is currently seeking tenders for the design of the new Marigot Hospital. Honorable Minister for Health and Environment, Dr. Kenneth Daru, confirmed this at a press conference last week.
Cabinet has taken the decision to outsource the process in terms of the design of the Marigot Hospital, because we would have had, and I think this is why I said earlier that I've never shied away from responsibility. I think, as I said, the ministry, and I have been the minister, of course, will take the full responsibility that we dropped the ball a bit, because this money would have been sitting there for the past year plus. In last year's budget, money is $300,000 for the designs of the National Hospital, of the Marigot Hospital. So the fact that I said that we have these issues, capacity issues within the public service, that we have decided to outsource this.
This is part of efforts by the Ministry of Health to create a safer and more conducive environment for patients and healthcare staff. In June 2016, healthcare facilities were relocated to 2 houses to accommodate the accident and emergency department and to house patient wards. In his presentation of the 2016-2017 budget, the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Hon Skerrit, announced that preliminary work will begin on the construction of the new Marigot Hospital. The Honorable Minister informed the media that Marigot is among 3 facilities selected for the Smart Health Facilities sponsored by the Pan American Health Organization.
I insisted, and the CMO acting PS officer in charge can attest to the fact that I insisted that of the 3 facilities that were chosen for the Smart facility that I said we currently are funded for on the DFID, the British funding, that Marigot be one of them, meaning that whatever that we, I think Marigot, of course Grand Bay, it is where I'm basically from, and Lapin, I think, were the 3 health facilities. So whatever it is that we're going to do for Marigot, we're now going to incorporate, okay, the designs for our Smart facility for Marigot in terms, as I said, of renewable energy, solar panels, ensure proper water supply, etc. So Marigot has not been forgotten as it has been made to appear to be.
Honorable Daru dismissed suggestions by critics of the administration that government was not concerned with the healthcare facility in the Marigot constituency.
There's this feeling out there that Marigot is being targeted for whatever reason. As a health doctor, I think I found myself, as a medical doctor, I found myself in politics, I guess, because of my human nature and my performance as a district medical officer and my love for people. I don't think I would sit at the helm of the Ministry of Health and allow any particular region or any particular person to be marginalized, which is why I'm one of these great advocates and cheerleaders for the Minister of Finance initiative in terms of the pilot health insurance, because a lot of times that our people, we have to move away from this ad hoc access that people have to needed funding for advanced medical care into an established system.
And that's news. Mc Pherson St. Luce is up next with Creole Highlights.
Protection from abuse is every child's right. Everyone has a shared responsibility in protecting the child from abuse.
Mothers, believe your children when they say they've been abused, and follow through with child abuse cases when they've been reported.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle créole. Non, moi, c'est Mc Pherson St. Premier ministre, Honorable Dr. Hon Skerrit, qui était payé en lundi pour attendre des grosses cérémonies en région là. Premier Ministre Skerrit voyagé Venezuela pour attendre l'éternel ambassadeur Dr. Bernardo Alvarez, ancien secrétaire exécutif ALBA. Dr. Alvarez travaille pour implémenter ALBA ensemble et puis argument pétro-caribéen. Dr. Alvarez passé vendredi passé, 25 novembre l'année 2016. Premier ministre Skerrit aussi voyagé Cuba pour attendre un tribute pour ancien président Fidel Castro, chef révolution Cuba, qui mort vendredi passé à l'âge 90 l'année. Ministre de Justice, Immigration et Sécurité nationale, Honorable Reuben Blackmore, qui a une position comme premier ministre. La nouvelle association étudiante Dominica Guild of Cuban Graduates, qui a fait parole la peine la mort ancien président Cuba, Fidel Castro. Si l'on officier association la Dr. Damien Dublin, yo en solidarité et puis peuple Cuba en temps difficile cela.
Moi qui dis la montagne code fidèle, la montagne moi nous tout pas surprise mais nous sentis puis beaucoup nous qui étudient en Cuba nous connaître ça fidèle fait et ça y contribué pour resource development human resource en Dominique et en monde entier. So, notre guild là, Dominica Guild of Cuban Graduates et Dominica Cuba Friendship Association, nous dit tout le monde Cuba que nous et puis nous en solidarité puis en temps ça, nous savons c'est un temps triste pour eux et puis nous avons dit que nous en Dominique nous là et puis qu'à chebe fort et puis nous savons ça yo ka senti à présent. Et puis nous là en solidarité.
Il a créé pour embargo l'Amérique sortie assez Cuba immédiatement.
Nous avons dit que l'embargo là qui nous avons créé pour tirer l'embargo ça. Prime ministre nous a dit ça autant fois puis l'embargo ça c'est posé sortir. Puis l'embargo là qui a affecté Dominique même. Puis Dominique ni produit que nous avons en Cuba. Cuba ni 11 millions de monde. Et puis ni bite Dominique, Cuba, et puis Caricon ni un arrangement pour gagner bite notre Caricon. Mais quand il y a un embargo, il passe à faire, puis n'importe bateau qui mène les goods à Cuba, bateau ça passe un passeport américain pour 6 mois. So, nous avons un bouquet étudiant en Cuba, Mackenzie, qui a fait toilet paper. Il savait toilet paper en Cuba, mais il passe à nous. Ça a affecté nous en Dominique. So, ça nous a dit, monde Dominique, c'est pour nous lire et comprendre plus notre système Cuba. Et là où il y a tant de constant embargo, c'est pour yo venir en solidarité et puis moun qui les tire embargo ça.
La nouvelle département Environ Santé qui a conduit assessment à la leptospirosis. Parole ça la sortie officier département ça là M. Sylvestre Saintville.
So nous que penser sample ça là, nous que analyse, nous que travailler avec lab gardens là, nous que faire analysis avec nous que ouais si on ni leptospirosis. Si on ni leptospirosis, ça nous que fait nous que vivre en communauté ces communautés ça là avec nous que mettre bagaille pour tuer watt, si watt là qui ni nous que mettre bagaille pour vacciner chien si c'est chien ou ça. So nous que savent ça qu'a transmettre leptospirosis en Dominique. Projet ça là qui continuer j'étend l'année prochaine. Jeune l'année prochaine nous croyons nous que ni assez information nous ça parler bah Jean Dominique vous savez qui ça assisté nous pour faire première décision en ministre health là.
Sinon M. Saintville par où financier projet ça là.
Nous tapons l'argent pour faire ça par ça nous croyons Pan American Health Organization avec nous ka oui merci pour toujours assister nous avec programme nous département environment. Projet ça là c'est supposé commencer depuis avant Erika mais ou ça veut passer avec nous tenir pour redirect ça nous te fait mais nous vivons actuellement avec nous conduct projet ça là nous que aller en place la moun jata pe leptospirosis pour exemple si on montenait leptospirosis en l'année passée nous que vivre en communauté ça là nous que highway ça qui c'est quitter ça transmettre leptospirosis pour tout monde ça là pour bagay environnement.
Et puis finalement, le ministre de la Santé a conduit une investigation parole qui sortit à ses social media qui a concerné de l'eau qui contaminée en Dominique. Si le chef officier médical Dr. David Johnson, le ministre de la Santé a point parole ça bien sérieux. Et il voulait faire bien clair que c'est parole ça par une pièce fondation et puis il voulait aviser le public là en info ça. Dr. Johnson dit, ministre la une investigation sous parole ça. Dr. Johnson dit, il y a un contrat et puis payer un wish là ensemble et puis World Health Organization pour taper plein d'informations. Dr. Johnson dit aussi que le ministre là a mis toutes les mesures en place pour boire le service en pays Dominique. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle à quoi pour présent. Non, moi, c'est Mc Pherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day. Our tip today has to do with being a good friend. A good friend never gives too much or too little. In every relationship, there is give and take. People give up their time and attention, their money or their love, and take the same. To be a good friend means to find the right balance of all these things, being careful not to give too much or too little, or you might mess up the whole balance. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kerdisha St. Thanks for watching.